So this is me giving a breakdown of my week. So Monday, we don't trade. Tuesday, there was a break of structure to the upside. I was waiting for a retest into area and another break of structure. That didn't happen. Wednesday was a loss. So as you can see, it was an uptrend. This was the overall high of the week. Pretty sure. Yeah, it was. Overall high of the week. I saw a breaker structure to the upside. I thought, okay, retest in, take price higher, take out this high, and TP would have been hit if this high was taken out. And I was in this trade for probably about 5 minutes. And as you can see, went straight to stop loss, break structure below, and then reversed, and then went way up. So, right direction, wrong timing, which is seems to happen a lot with my trades. As you can see, went 176 pips up after going 25 pips below my stop loss. So that was annoying, but it's trading for you. Thursday, as you can see, after this big expansion to the upside, it normally does have to, not have to, but it normally does trade back into the area it expanded from. So, we'll see something like this, and it will retest it, and then it probably would continue up, going higher. But as you can see, this high created this low, so I thought, okay, we might be trading to the downside now. So I had this high created low, low created high, high created breaker structure. So because it still is an uptrend, I could have entered off of here the breaker structure for something like this, but because it is an uptrend, I always like to wait for the second retest. If this was a downtrend, then I would have entered off the breaker structure and then the retest in and taken price lower because it's an uptrend. But because it is still an uptrend, but it's just creating short-term bearish structure, I still like to wait for the third retest, you know. So break structure, retest in, break structure again, and then retest, and then that's what I was looking for my entry. So limit was set, but it didn't hit, and then TP got hit. So limit was set about 9:45, and then limit was hit, TP was hit by 12, so about 3 hours and 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So that limit was cancelled because TP is hit. Then, as you can see, it created this bearish, continued on to this area here. So I was thinking, okay, it's just going to continue on. Or it could show signs of reversal. So now that we're in this bearish momentum and it's showing that it wants to continue to the downside, I was looking for a break structure of this area, which you got. But because there was 3 different highs and also this was at 1:45, it broke structure by 5:30. So that's a 4 hour gap between when the high is created and the break structure. And what I know by trading this way is when it takes long to break structure and then long to retest, it 9 times out of 10 doesn't work. It can work, but majority of the time it doesn't work after such a long retest. Most of my winning trades have come from quick breaks of structure in a retest, like takes 2 hours or an hour and a half. They break structure and then a retest within 2 to 3 candles. That's why my losses are so quick, because I normally wait for the quick break structure, and then when a quick break structure happens, it means you either take a quick win or a quick loss, which I'm okay with. So as you can see, break structure, I was waiting for the retest back in to show, okay, it does want to continue. It's not going to try to reverse because it still is overall an uptrend. We're just having short-term bearish momentum. So if we was to mark from, let's say, this high, personally I would have marked from this high, to be honest. And then 10 pips stop loss. And as you can see, that wick would have wicked me out and then continued to TP. So that would have just been a stupid loss, really. So this trade, another trade, hit TP without me in it. So that's two trades, so possible 6% gain. And this week was at -1. And then, what was this, Friday? Yeah, so that was that. That was that. So one trade, one loss. Two trades I didn't get in, which is a bit annoying. Even here, if you was to have said, this is the breaker structure instead of here, right, and your entry was here, 2 pips away, and after the breaker structure, you can see 3 pips away. So every time the trade goes to TP, right, it's always 5 or 0.3 or 0.6 pips away. And you could say, oh, you could have entered here and just risked an extra 3 pips. Yeah, I could have, but then risking an extra 3 pips, so 13 pips stop loss, means instead of risking 1%, I'm now risking 1.3%. And yes, it did work in hindsight, but everything's good in hindsight, and that would have been where my TP would have had to been be 39 pip stop 39 pip TP instead of 30 pip, right? Because I'm risking 13 pips. So if I want to make sure I gain exactly 3R, I have to target 39 pips unless I target 30 pips, which then doesn't give me a 3R, right? Gives me a 2.3. So if I was to risk the extra pips in stop loss, I'd have to target the extra pips and take profit. And the extra pips and take profit would have never have hit. And remember, I closed my trades at 5 p.m. So it would have come down here. I would have continued to hold until 5 p.m. 5 p.m. yeah. And then I would have been closed out here because I would have waited for the 5 p.m. candle to close. It would have closed here and I would have gained 1.3%, 13 pips. So to me, wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. But I'm gonna obviously keep collecting data, see how many trades hit TP by hitting the limit, how many trades hit stop loss by hitting the limit, and then I'll also be looking at the trades that don't hit the limit but go to TP, the ones that don't hit the limit and go to a stop loss, right? And then I can differentiate, okay, if it's within this range, I should still take the trade because this is how many trades I missed out on that I could have won. That would be a good way to collect the data. So if I go to, where is it? FX replay. As you can see, where is it at? If I go to FX replay, that was the picture. Take 9:03 a.m. break a structure, and then buy. Oh, it was by 10:23. Hit take profit. Break structure, retest, break structure again, set limit 50%, melted to TP. Start with that trade. And then this was the next trade, break structures. The downside at 3 a.m. was an uptrend, so waiting for a retest and repeat. Retest into area near enough instantly after breaking structure. BOS break structure again at 9:45 a.m. So I set a limit. So this was here, break structure. Near enough instantly because this was an 8 a.m. candle and it broke structure at 10:04. So 2 hours into London session broke structure. Waited for the retest. Retest never happened. Went on to TP. It never come back to limit, just continued down and hit TP 2 hours and 15 minutes after limit was set. So that was that. And then this trade was the losing trade. As you can see, a nice breaker structure, 8 AM candle, break structure, retest in at 829, entered. This was a good trade to me because it had a quick break structure, retesting. As soon as it hit limit, it had a nice wick rejection. So I was like, okay, this is good signs. And then by 9:15, stop loss hit, price it closed beneath, and that was that. But that was that week. So if we go in the calendar, we was down 146 for the first week, 150 for the next week, and 180 for the week after. So 3 weeks in a row, I've had losing trades, 476 down in total. 4 trades taken this month, lost all 4, which is okay. And then these are the 4 trades could have potentially profited from. So I've missed out 4 trades this month so far. This one was the one that hit TP at 7 AM, so that was just shit. This was the other one that missed by 0.6 pips. This was the one I just broke down, and then this was the other one. So missed out on 4 potential winning trades, right? 3 really, because the one at 7 AM there was no way I'd have gotten that. So 3 potential winning trades, right? And if any of these 3 winning trades actually went on to hit my limit, these 4 losing trades I've had across these 3 weeks, it would cancel out 3% of that. So if we're down if we're down 4.7% and we've just won a trade, that's 3% gain. We're only now down 1.7%, and that's why risk to reward is very crucial because we're down 4.476 dollars, which is only 4.7%. But with 2 wins, that cancels out 4 trades, 4 losing trades, and then we'll also be in profit just off the back of 2 wins. So, it's good to always journal your trades and understand your risk to reward, you know, and just follow your strategy. I've had a bad month, had a bad month last month as well. Bad month last month as well. It says profit 727 because this was on my 100K account. If we just go off the $100 account, had 3 losses here, 2 losses here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 losses last month. And then we're going into this month with more losers. But it's just how the game goes. You're gonna have bad months, you're gonna have good months, you're gonna have break-even months. This is what it is. Just need to make sure you follow your strategy, continue on to follow your rules, and everything will figure itself out. Nothing will figure itself out if you keep changing the goalposts and keep changing the plan. So just gotta stick with it. But that is it. Next update will be next Sunday.